The people at Rockstar broke the piggy bank, took out their savings, and bought a new studio. Because you only live once and you have to spend the money. That's right, Rockstar Games now has a new studio, and possibly a new AAA game in development, to launch after Grand Theft Auto 6. Well, let's talk about this. Let's try to take it easy and not go crazy. We'll discuss Rockstar's latest updates, the Fable delay, and the new Tony Hawk game. And we're going to talk about the little problems that Activision is going through right now, which are not few nor to be taken lightly. All this and more in today's video. Without further ado, let's begin. The launch of the new Fable developed by Playground Games has been officially delayed until 2026. And it was directly people from Xbox Game Studios who announced that this decision seeks to give more time to the development of the title, to ensure that the game is great when it comes out. Accompanying this bad news, this new gameplay that you're seeing right now on screen was shown, which shows us what the state of the game is today. Honestly, it doesn't look bad at all. It's pretty good, but obviously they wanted it to be better. For now, we don't have a confirmed date, but we do know that the new Fable won't be released this year. James Gunn, current co-executive director of DC Studios, has expressed his interest in developing a video game similar to Marvel Rivals, but with DC superheroes. Although there are no concrete plans underway, this statement has generated certain expectations about what the proposal could potentially be, and about a new game as a service from DC. Something that could very well be very good news or very bad news, depending on how you look at it. Because I think we can agree that we don't need any more damn games as a service, right? Are we in agreement? What happens is that Marvel comes along and launches Marvel Rivals. It's a total phenomenon. Does it beat Overwatch? Well, it's not that hard either. It beats many other games of the same style. They generate a lot of money. And of course, on the other side are the DC guys watching as their neighbors make money and they don't. Launch good Batman games, stop messing around, you have Batman there worth pure vegetables. The remake of Metal Gear Solid 3 arrives in August. If you plan on playing it on PC, we already know the PC requirements to run this game. At the minimum, you need an i5 16 GB of RAM and a 2060 Super, and well, 100 GB of storage. And as recommended, you need an i7 Series 8, 16 GB of RAM as well, and a 3080. More or less, because I think they are quite accessible resources. Didn't they go too high? What they're asking for is pretty good, not messed up. You have until August 28th to update the PC if you plan to play the game on it. Do you recall when I mentioned there would be controversy over AI use in video games and that Activision would be involved in that controversy? Well, here is this beautiful image you are seeing on the screen. What you're seeing is a promotion for a possible Guitar Hero mobile video game, a title that doesn't even actually exist. And an image that is part of a rather murky strategy that Activision is carrying out to see if any of their projects get through. The issue is that the image is clearly made with artificial intelligence and it looks horrible. The worst part about this is that the game doesn't even exist. As I was telling you, it's just some sort of project. To see who bites, who clicks on the image, or who shows interest in the video game. They discovered that Activision is falsely advertising their own games. You might ask, why would they do false advertising? They are generating images with artificial intelligence and creating Instagram profiles or posts promoting games that don't exist. So that people interact with these images, go to certain pages or destinations, and there they can count how many people are interested in such a title or project. Upon arrival, they inform you that it's not a current project but rather something in development, being considered or planned. From wherever you take this news, from wherever you see it, it's wrong and it's horrible. First, to be using generative artificial intelligence and using it poorly to generate images of your own games. When you have thousands of employees, you can put one to say, you know what, dude? 1000 like me a good image of 1010 from Guitar Hero. 1000 Obile. Think about it, we're going to see if people are interested. Anything is much better than what they're doing. And then creating false advertising to see if they can hook someone or see if people are interested. No, the truth is that it's terrible. On other occasions, it has been done with demos or game trials, which is not bad. You publish a trial, you see if people want or don't want to play it, but there you decide whether or not to develop the game. But this mother of God. Continuing with Activision, we have to talk about Warzone because according to a recent leak, Activision would be considering closing Warzone forever, or at least never updating it again. These comments come to us from a very well-known insider named the Ghost Hope, who has commented that, according to his insider information, the key to Warzone's survival in the future is that the return of Verdansk works. According to the insider, if Verdansk doesn't work, doesn't attract enough people, Activision could terminate the project. We have to comment on two things about this. The first is that this insider is still an insider. Great reflection, Poro. The Ghost Hope has a very high success rate and has leaked very important things from Activision and Call of Duty in the past. Much earlier than anyone else, and very specific and very correct things. And now that he comes to say this, it generates some noise, because we can at least give him a little bit of trust. Secondly, we don't have specific data about the people who are playing or not playing Warzone, but we know that the game has been declining lately. Although no exact date was provided, we know that Verdansk is going to arrive with Season 3 of Warzone, scheduled roughly for April of this year. Activision's idea is to bring life back to its servers by bringing back the original Warzone map, replicating more or less the same phenomenon that happened with Fortnite, which, in fact, Epic managed to set a historic record of players when they returned to the original map. Fortnite demonstrated that nostalgia is a powerful weapon, and while the game wasn't bad, as Warzone is today, when the original Fortnite map was launched, yes, it's true that the video game managed to get a lot of players and revitalize their user base. It's very common in games as a service that people who played it at the beginning then leave it and move away, and that it becomes increasingly difficult for new people to join the video game. Well, Fortnite managed to bring back those old players who had abandoned the title, even new players who say, hey, it's starting again, I'm in. It would seem that Activision wants to do the same with Warzone, and it would be like the last strategy. If that strategy doesn't work, they would cut the development of a future new Warzone and leave everything as it is. And let it hold on until it dies. That's what the insider says. Speaking of Activision, let's talk about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4 because finally Activision deigned to announce the date of this highly anticipated remake. With this title, it's the same as with Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1+2. Here we are facing two remakes, specifically the 3 and the 4 that they are bringing to us. Exactly the same game that we played at the time, but remade with the gameplay tweaked so that it feels a bit more current while preserving the same maps, the same skaters, and even a large part of the original soundtrack. The title is officially going to be released on July 11th on the current and past generation of consoles, including Nintendo Switch. As an Activision game, it will be available at launch on Game Pass Ultimate and Game Pass PC. Finally, how beautiful, long live nostalgia. Let's see Zans again. I don't know what to tell you. If you like Tony Hawk, you're going to like this. And if you don't like it, it's going to serve you without liking it, because it's the same. There will be some extra additions in the game. They promise there will be guest skaters, some more current little things. And even, we're going to be able to play with Doom Slayer, because the Doom guy, the Doom Slayer, is going to be available as a character, as a skater, with his own skateboard. I love it. How happy. What you're seeing on screen is called Post-Trauma, and it's a psychological horror video game in the style of survival horror. Old school, in which you take on the role of Roman, a train driver who got trapped in the train tunnels when everything turned murky and sinister. To survive, we have to get out of here, finding our way through all these paranormal things and all the terror. Well, you might remember this title, maybe not, because it was announced like 2 years ago, and there wasn't as much trailer of the title in between for us to keep it in mind. The key point is that the release date has just been announced. The game will finally launch on March 31st. And if you're dying to try this before anyone else on Steam, there's a demo available right now. It looks very promising. The game will be released on Play 5, Xbox Series and PC, but the demo is currently only available on Steam. Early reviews are coming in for Hustle Light Studios' latest release, Split Fiction. And it seems that the press is very happy with the video game, Right now we have an average of 91 on Metacritic, with a total of 77 reviews. I'm telling you, we have a GOTY candidate here, huh? Be careful. In the weekend video, I mentioned that this one is headed straight to be a GOTY candidate. Monster Hunter Wilds and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Great start to the year. About Monster Hunter Wilds. Yeah, I finished making the video, but it hasn't been edited or published yet. But tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. Today, the free-to-play of Little Robot Battles War, Robots Frontiers was launched. And from now on, you can play it on consoles and on PC without needing to be online. This title is about controlling and modifying war mechs in 6 versus 6 player versus player battles. The game's launch coincides with the launch of the title's Season 1, which introduces new content, maps, weapons, game modes, rewards, and all the usual stuff. If you were looking for a free-to-play multiplayer to play with your buddies and you were already bored of the same old ones, well, here you have something different to try. And we move on to the main news of today, which is related to Rockstar, because it turns out that the creators of Grand Theft Auto have just expanded by buying a new studio. Rockstar Games has just acquired the Australian studio Video Games Deluxe, which will now be part of Rockstar Australia. This studio was founded in 2013 and is known for its work on LA Noire and has collaborated a lot with Rockstar. For example, in the remastered edition of LA Noire and in the improvements of Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Definitive Edition. In fact, this is the people who fixed the Grand Theft Auto trilogy. After working closely together for many years, we were excited for Video Games Deluxe to join our team as Rockstar Australia, Rockstar commented, although they did not clarify what the hell this new studio is working on right now. It's rumored around the internet that Video Games Deluxe has been around for several years now, and AAA exclusively for Rockstar. These people have been working solely for Rockstar for 12 years as of 2020. After the virtual reality launch of LA Noire, Video Games Deluxe announced that they were making a new open-world AAA for Rockstar, without specifying what type of game it was or what it was. A year later, in 2021, we found out they were making a virtual reality San Andreas. This was said by Mark Zuckerberg himself, who was announcing it with great fanfare at a MetaQuest event, and I don't know what, so much more. But last year, in 2024, we were told that this Grand Theft Auto San Andreas virtual reality was freezing forever. The thing is, what we don't know is if when I got stuck. The thing is, what we don't know is when... I have to start the sentence differently. What we don't know is whether Video Games Deluxe, when they said they were making a AAA, were referring to the San Andreas virtual reality game or not. If they were referring to the San Andreas VR game, it has been on hold since last year. So today, Video Games Deluxe would have nothing in hand. If back then, 5 years ago, Video Games Deluxe announced a AAA for Rockstar and it wasn't this San Andreas virtual reality game, well, we would be very close to Rockstar announcing something new very soon. I mean, in about 2 years or something like that. If Rockstar bought them, they bought them for a reason, because they're going to have them do something or they're working on something. They'll likely support or assist in Grand Theft Auto V's development. It's an ambitious game, and they'll want to have constant content to keep players hooked. It already worked for them in Grand Theft Auto 5, it worked in Grand Theft Auto Online. Well, are they going to keep doing the same thing? For now, this is the news. Rockstar is expanding and buying a new studio. Something that doesn't happen every day. Friends, that's all for now with today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, if you were entertained this time, you were sitting in the bathroom, traveling to work, or having lunch. Statistically, 90% of you are doing that right now, I know. If you had fun, then the best way to thank, support, or show us that is by leaving a like or a comment, or sharing the video, or any interaction. Everything adds up so that we can reach more people. Remember to support your favorite content creators. I mean, not just me, whoever it is. Because YouTube doesn't support us, YouTube does everything but support us. Never miss the chance to like, comment, or interact with the video, it helps a lot. To continue watching, I suggest these 2 videos. And if not, in the first comment you have our podcast friends. See you next time. Bye.